Okay, we've got Apocalypse v Scaphism. This is round 3, right before the semifinals. The winner of this will go on to play... Who will they be going on to play? Let's check. They'll be playing the winner of Bernie versus Winter, who may be playing after this round, which is going to be great. We did see Apocalypse play both Nerazim and... Who else? We will see who's going to play this time around. Oh, I know this map and hated it. He played Swarm as well. So we got Apocalypse playing Swarm again, as we saw in the last game. In the bottom right, Scaphism getting Covenant. He was deciding random between Infested and Covenant. We've seen him play Covenant twice, I believe. So I am very curious about this matchup. I don't think this is one that we've seen before. We may have seen this once in the last tournament. Actually, we definitely saw this once in the last tournament. Summerloud was playing Covenant, and I believe lost. But that was a cool game to watch, so I'm interested to see how this turns out. So if you're just joining, we're playing HeptaCraft, and there are 7 different sub-factions. So this Zerg that you see here, this is the Swarm faction, and functions very similarly to Brood War Zerg. In the bottom right, we've got Covenant, which is like the Amon faction. They've got a Tal'Darim mothership. They've got the Mobius command dome. 2 town halls, if you will. The mothership's real cool, but it can only warp in 1 unit at a time. So you get these real powerful Tal'Darim units, but you can only build 1 at a time, except when it comes to these Ascendants. We'll get into that later. But fast Tal'Darim Anvil, something very common we see against these players. Apocalypse coming down to scout out Scaphism. And with that Anvil, he'll be able to build some Devotees. They look like Blood Hunters, function very similarly to Zealots. He's going to run those across the map, I assume. And just getting some more Mobius SCVs. And we have a fast gas from Apocalypse before any spawning pool, before any expansion. So slowly moving that Tal'Darim mothership out so that he can warp his Devotee out just a little bit closer to where it needs to be. Just a little bit closer. Now, this has been a change from Covenant. We've seen this happen a few times. We've seen this happen in a couple games. So basically, these Devotees, rather than building your Ascendants, you need Devotees to die. When the Devotees die, it gives your mothership 1 energy. You see this out of 666, you get 1 energy. And then you spend 100 gas and that single energy, the dead Devotee, to become an Ascendant. So that is a change that does not allow you to rush into Ascendants as fast as you used to. You still need the Citadel as well. So you need your Anvil and then the Citadel. Looks like we've got a Mobius SCV down here from Scaphism, who's looking into building his next command dome. Is going to be a fast expand from Scaph. That's pretty cool. We've got the Devotee running across the map again. Looks like a Blood Hunter. Does 8 damage of 2 attacks, so that's like a normal Zealot. Does have its 1 armor. And the big thing here is how fast it is. 4.2 movement speed. That's why you always see fast Devotees. We've got a Mobius SCV here as well. I'm curious to know what he's going to do with this. He's going to poke up into Apocalypse's base to see what he has. Apocalypse, no units. No Zerglings at all. But we do have the Devotee who chased down the drone that was going out to take an expansion, but that did give Apocalypse a little bit of time to start building some Zerglings. How are Zerglings really going to fare against the Devotee, though? Look how fast that Devotee moves. It's faster than Workers, so you can't run away from those. He's trying to throw down the expansion, trying to cut around, and again, the Devotee getting distracted by these Workers. He is killing Workers, and that's allowing Apocalypse to get some units out. No creep colonies going down. Maybe wanted to see a Spine Crawler come up like right here, but he's got to be able to push down these Devotees. A second hatchery up here as well. And here are the Zerglings. 4 Zerglings, 5 Zerglings plus Worker Pulls against 2 Devotees plus a Mobius SCV. And the Blood Hunters, I keep calling them Blood Hunters. They're Devotees. They look like Blood Hunters. The Blood Hunt, I did it again. The Devotees chasing around the Zerglings distracting them. And they do decent damage again, but it's basically like 2 Zealots. So here's a full surround on the Devotees with Workers and Zerglings pulling off just the right number of Workers to get a surround, and down go both the Devotees, but a third one coming in here next, and this one getting trapped as well. That's 3 Devotees that go down. Those are more expensive than a normal Zealot. 4 drones against 1 Devotee, though, where you have 4 more Zerglings. Zergling speed is done, so now he can get full surrounds on those quite easily. Got some Overlords moving across the map, and we do have an expansion, though, here from Scaphism. A fast Covenant expansion, faster than the Swarm expansion. That might make a huge difference macro-wise coming down. We have an extra macro hatchery coming up from Apocalypse as well. Lots of Zerglings. We'll see what the Zerglings decide to do. If he decides to push now, the thing is Scaphism just expended a lot of his early money on getting those fast Devotees across the map, and he probably wants to get those into Ascendants as soon as possible, but he needs to make his Citadel first. He does have a Devotee out, plus 2 Warbots. Those can shoot while moving, but they're probably going to get surrounded by Zerglings and killed pretty quick. And the question is, can the Devotee hold on long enough? And yes, that Devotee able to kite those Zerglings around. And even though the Devotee is fast, not fast enough for Zerglings with speed, but it's still fast enough that they can't get a full surround as easily if they're moving. Down goes the Citadel. The Citadel don't need pylon power or anything like that. So we've got the Citadel coming down. That's going to allow him to get 5 Ascendants. That's huge. You need the gas, though. The gas to make those is expensive. He has about 400 stockpiled. What is he making back here? Nothing hidden in terms of tech. One thing I missed when he was playing against Rain earlier is he ended up making those hybrid. And I totally missed the tech because there was so much intense fighting happening. How many Zerglings we have here? Not a lot. 13 Zerglings just sort of hanging out. 15 Zerglings if he wants to move those out. 4 more coming out. Lots and lots of Zerglings coming out. Double Evolution Chamber. He's going to probably try to keep pushing with Zerglings. And we don't really see many more units coming out. But here are the Ascendants. And these Ascendants, though, the timing on this is going to be close. If Apocalypse decides to push with all these Zerglings right away, these Ascendants won't have enough energy for Psionic Orb. Oh, geez. All right. Scaphism does not see these Zerglings right now. Lots of Zerglings coming out. More Zerglings coming out. More across the map. He really wants to win with just these Zerglings. We have 24... 27 Zerglings. Oh, no. Do you have enough energy for a Psionic Orb? You don't. Oh, he has so many. He has so many Ascendants. He has so many Ascendants, and he needs to be able to use those with Psionic Orb. I feel like Apocalypse just poking in there, seeing them, getting scared, not realizing they don't have enough energy for Psionic Orb. And in fact, by leaving at that exact moment... By running away at that exact moment, that's going to allow them to get Psionic Orb. Scaphism deciding to push out with his group of 5 Ascendants. And his Devotees, he spent a lot of gas on these Ascendants, and if he has 5 Psionic Orbs, that's going to be enough to easily kill this amount of Zerglings. We're going to see some Micro from Apocalypse here, maybe to avoid the Psionic Orbs. The Psionic Orbs do move quite slow. They move quite slow. He's splitting his Zerglings up. This is exactly what he needs to do. He's splitting them. And are we going to see the Psionic Orb? And 1 goes down, 2 goes down, killing so many Zerglings right there. All the Zerglings go down by 3 Psionic Orbs. Again, they move slower, and Apocalypse decides to leave the game after seeing all of those go out. And that was tricky on both of the players because we had to see some Zergling splits, but Scaphism shooting Psionic Orbs in all 3 directions. And what I was saying was the Psionic Orbs do move slower, which allows your opponent to dodge them easier, but if they stand in it, they're going to take more